Right, so good evening. I'm gonna continue the video on the song we're creating from scratch. Started using the rhythm designer, and now I still haven't found what I want to lay down. So I opened up Studio One, and hopefully you're getting a good view of the computer. It's getting a good view of the computer. Let's see. So we choose the song we were working on. As you can see, I think it's more of a treating the computer as a tape machine, something I've sort of kind of been doing for the past, I don't know, few years. As you can see, I utilize the takes as one entire thing. I'm not really clipping, I'm not really cropping anything. We have elements that help us think through this. We can obviously see that some beats are, some stuff is on beat, some stuff is behind the beat, some stuff is ahead of the beat. All of these things are valid, and I think that this stage, as it becomes a demo stage, it's really not necessary to cut and paste every single bar of music, because it takes away from the like the human element of it. So I'm just gonna record. I guess I'm just gonna record a strain of ideas and figure out what it is that I want to keep, and I might keep the whole thing. Maybe not the whole thing, but so we search for. So the chords are E, A minor, C major, G, D major. So it's very. I think it's, what is it? What would it be? Not really sure what key it would be in, since it has an A minor and a C. Those are borrowed chords. I'm assuming it's an E minor. Yeah, it's an E minor with an E major. Because we could start on E and end on E. I don't know yet. Let's play through it one time. I don't want the video to be as long as I usually make them. I just wanted you to see sort of like my process. I'm gonna post. This is mainly that. It's my process. It's usually it changes, but right now I guess the song is like this. I usually use this format a lot because it's very easy to get something started off the bat. I don't know what chords. I don't know what words. I don't know what melody. I just start whatever comes to my just the first things that come. So then if I enjoy some of it, so then I keep some of it, most of it. And I really liked those chords, and I just said if I keep changing them, I can spend more time changing them and maybe finding substitutions. But that takes a lot of energy that I really don't think is very right now, at least at this stage, it's not going to help anything. No, and my idea of making these series of videos is just to show the person who's never seen this or has an idea but is probably stuck on something that I could be of help. So basically, I go through the chords. Let's just record. Let's look for the right. I'm thinking I'm just going to do something very simple. Something very. Could loop all this again over, but I like the mistakes. I've made a few mistakes already. The simplest thing that works for some reason. Try to do too much, clogs everything up. It's almost like as if I had a tape of reel going on. I can't really stop and chop this up right now. So I perform as if I'm doing this live. It really simplifies everything. It's part of the sound, I guess. I could work bar by bar, which is an option. But I'd rather do this. It feels more complete. At least for this song. It's natural, organic. Flows differently. I'm already spending too many days on it. It should have been done by now. I may add some vocals, but I may not. Just leave it as an instrumental. takes up space, but it stays as music, right? If I start doing too much, it starts taking up more room, and it almost like becomes something that needs more energy. Just give it the right amount of focus. And that's it. It's a song. It's not I'm not writing anything heavy, not a symphony, nothing classical. Nothing that's gonna really complicate my life. It's something very simple. And as it keeps building, it becomes something very satisfying. Also, audio quality is superior because you're giving notes time to breathe. Sections become really long, like symphonic homages to whatever's going on. Very basic. It feels really like it's not easy. It seems very easy, but it's not. It's having control and sacrificing lots of ego in order to get something down. Especially if I'm working in the if this was tape. I would have to respect the physical limitations of the tape machine. Sometimes I'm dragging it because it's a string patch. It's not dead on. Sometimes it's behind. Sometimes I'm usually behind, dragging. The effect that strings have on a track is quite sophisticated. section, I completely screwed that up. But contrast can't all be perfect. So basically that's it. That's the keyboard. I'm not going to touch this. I'm not going to edit anything. I've done a few runs a couple days ago, and it's already taking me too long to really decide what to have. I won't spend more time on this. I'm gonna add some lead guitar and quite possibly um, some vocals. Maybe I really won't add vocals. It's taking way too long for me to finish this track. So basically that's my process. If ever you do get a chance to listen to any of my songs or my record, right now I'm posting links on, I'm going to start posting links on all my videos on YouTube so you can have a better idea of what I'm talking about. A lot of it has to do with composition, and my focus on composition is not getting precise moments, but really treating the machine, the computer, as if as if this were tape. Um, I'm not completely against using the functions in the DAW. Of course, I enjoy using the DAW, but let's say for artistic, maybe. Giving myself sort of limits, not allowing myself to use the DAW's functions completely, help me to create different ideas. Something also that happens is that when you make certain tracks, you give them a few months, and then you listen back and you realize that either you were completely wrong or you were right on. So all of these things have their time, and you can't force them or speed them up. The only thing you could speed up or maybe change is the time you're taking on each song. And right now, it's just how I'm approaching it. So I'm gonna add a new track. I'm gonna add 2 new tracks. Let's add some. We got blue. Any blue? This kind of blue. I'm gonna add electric guitars. Electric guitar. No preset. So I'm going to do the same thing with these 2 tracks, which is perform something very quickly. I don't want to spend too much time on this. I'm trying to. So I'm gonna add links to my videos on quite possibly the certain artists that have helped my process, and the process that the reason that I use my equipment the way that I do, which is very limited. I don't try to really surgically enter every single beat and fix every single error, because it's not that I deny the things that are going on. Like, I'm not saying that my performance is perfect, but I sort of enjoy the humanistic part of performance, and I really want to capture that. Um, there are moments when I do use the loop, I do use the beat, um, the edit to give, if I want a specific sound to be repeated at a certain moment with precision and consistency, then I do use the DAW. It's like I'm not saying that I don't. I'm just saying that I limit myself to certain things, and I don't want to spend too much time trying to perfect something that I really don't want to be perfected. You know, I want some mistakes. I don't want everything to be, especially if I'm going to ever perform this live. I don't want the mistakes. I want to give off the impression that a lot of this was composed purposefully the way it was composed, which is the truth, right? So my aim is to, like I said earlier, is to get some energy. I like the organic stuff, but something, for example, something Butch Vig said most recently is that he likes to use the tools in the studio, because if you know if why do you have a recording studio if you don't use the tools? I mean, you could record you could just record live and it would be a lot easier, which I think is part of my process. But I also think that Butch Vig is very correct in what he's saying. He's saying, if you have all these tools, why aren't you utilizing them? So I guess sometimes I do, sometimes I do. Right now I'm gonna start focusing on this Tascam thing. When I'm finished with the track, I'll probably post it. I'm gonna do some leads, some guitar stuff. I could do some really studio creepy loops and feedback and all this stuff, which is gonna really enhance the track. It's gonna make it very colorful and beautiful. But I guess I'll probably do, remix. I'll do two passes at it, right? I think what Butch Vig says is very correct, which is probably what this is representing. That if you have all these tools, they're there for, right? That like the live band it has to be completely different than the record, because they're completely different things, and I completely agree with him. So. There are things that I do appreciate about live recording, and I guess I'm trying to maintain some sort of organic energy when it comes to using the DAW. It it can be perceived as being lazy. You know, sometimes we want to do all this stuff, and I know a lot of people will be, yeah, I know there's a lot of stuff you can be doing with this stuff, and clipping and chopping and almost like creating collages, and I think I agree, but I think it's something that I'm willing to sacrifice. If we only had analog technology, I'd probably utilize it differently, right? If I had only analog technology, then I'd probably be chopping it up in collages and be saying that that's something that but I really enjoy the pristine sound of digital, well, the stuff I'm getting, and I do. I mean, sometimes I do. I spend hours creating loops, but lately my thing has been melody and just free form, not free form, more like flow and let's see, trying to impact, create more impact with a bigger texture than content, right? Like I'd rather embrace the moment, really enjoy the track that we're, like, if you're listening to music, like I'd rather grab you, right, with feeling, emotion, and texture, than to scare you off with all this stuff and information, right? Um, just right now, I guess it's a phase. It's a phase that's going on. Well, this is it. This is just part of it. I'm trying to figure out what else I can share. Well, this is part 5, I guess. Part 5 of part 4. I'm gonna, right now, I saved the track. Right now I will be adding, well, yeah, don't do that. That's a no-no. That's a mistake. You could really hurt the speakers this way. That popping. Also with your guitar amps, you gotta turn the volume down because in an instant you could really blow something out. Oh, that's a mistake. All right. Okay, that's the video for today. Thanks for listening.